Alright, we should be just about ready. Let us do this. Let's hop on in. What is up, you guys? It's your boy Rob, Hollow Avarice, back again. This time we're going to be doing something a little different. So, I enjoy the game Genshin Impact as much as many other people do. I played it a bunch when it first came out. I played a lot in 2020. This was one of my big work from home games when everyone was working from home. As with many other people, came out October 2020 or September 2020, around there. So whenever I was home, this is what I'd be playing pretty much. And let me turn this one down a little bit. We all hear that sound. When I was... So I played a lot for the first year. I played all of Mondstadt, the prologue chapter. I played a lot during Liyue. I did Dragonspire. When Dragonspire started, I never finished Dragonspire because that's when I dropped off. I played a little bit more when Inazuma came out, but that was it. I thought, you know what? That's my fate. I'm done. I guess that's fine. But getting back into Sumeru. Sumeru just dropped, which is the next region. I wanted to get back into it, and a lot of content creators I follow and a lot of people I watch were starting to get into the game in a big way. So I'm like, you know what? Now's time to get back into Genshin. I'm doing a lot of streaming, and do I really want to stream it? I don't know. So I've been replaying it. Picked up where I left off. There's been a lot that I've missed. So I sat down and I'm like, you know what? Let's crack through all the material that was released in the interim when I stopped playing. So I finally finished Dragonspire. I did all of Inazuma. Over the past month, I did all of Inazuma. And the Chasm, which I had not done. I had never even met Dainsleif. I had never done the first part of his story. So I did all of this. Sumeru dropped less than a month ago, a few weeks ago. So I decided, you know what, I wanted to get back into it. And I have been not watching any of the stuff that they've released on... Mihoyo has been releasing online. Because I didn't want to get spoiled on Sumeru. So I decided what I'm going to do today, I'm going to catch up and watch some of the videos that were released about Sumeru, the new region in this game, which I'm guessing is chapter 3, right? So there's been a bunch of stuff released, so let's just hop on over. I have a bunch of videos that came out. Yeah, we're fine.
The name's Shikanoin Heizo, sharpest.
So this is the last character released from Inazuma, who I've never seen before. Again, I just finished Inazuma 2 days ago. I have no clue who this kid is.
Successful detective of the Tenryou Commission.
A detective. I thought Sango was the... Alright. Ooh. Dun, 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 dun. I like this music. Alright. Fatui. Treasure hoarders. He's an animo character, okay. Is it like a Jite he's wielding? Let's see this. Let me check that. Shikanoin Heizo, young prodigy detective from the Tenryou Commission. His senses are sharp and his thoughts are clear. Analytical harmony. Alright. Is he like a martial artist? That's cool. I'm so curious what weapon type that is. Is he... Because his weapon seemed... it looks high melee. Is he a catalyst user, technically? I'm seeing the catalyst next to him. Okay, yeah, so he's a catalyst user. But he's wielding a jite, and he's a martial artist. Well, that's kind of interesting.
Just hope the rain hasn't washed all the clues away.
Alright, so he's a little detective. And I know this Dory one just came out, and I don't think I added that, so I'll leave that up there, and I'll check that out later. Now, I know we have several Sumeru trailers, but the first thing I want to check out is this. Teviot Interlude Teaser, A Winter Night's Lazzo. Because I now know what happened to Signora, which is a travesty. And that's clearly Signora's butterfly. I've seen teasers like they released something about Shneznaya.
The sages think themselves to be all-knowing, but we alone are wise to the virtue in those acts of folly. In this war, not even a single pawn.
That's the Geo
Because on
and
this
the
chess
Animo thing that was taken from Venti and...
Checkmate is not where the game ends.
Ooh. So was that pawn knocked over? Was that Signora? Oh, is this a Saritza? Ooh.
We are
Or does that mean those are the...
to remember our dear comrade. In honor of her sacrifice,
Yeah,
all
okay.
work should halt for half a day as the nation mourns her passing.
So are those the other,
Today, people say the Northland Bank's true
Fatui.
currencies are blood and tears. But Mayor, even speaking as
Mayor.
a banker, that sounds a little unconscionable.
Rosaline died in a foreign land.
Rosalind, was that Signora's
You
name?
heartless businessmen and dignitaries, always with a convenient excuse to remain in the comfort of your homeland. You couldn't hope to understand. So why don't you keep your mouths shut? We don't
Are these the Harbingers? Oh, child?
Now, even I don't think this is the right time or place for a fight.
What is that? I love that.
Though her methods tarnished her honor, Loafalta's sacrifice is a great pity.
Lofalta?
Her loss
Rosaline
shall not hinder our
Loafalta?
progress. But Dottore,
We've heard about the Torre.
Gnosis from Inazuma.
Mm-hmm.
Conventional wisdom holds that divine knowledge cannot be rationally comprehended.
So that's the Torre.
After conquering the divine gaze, he will make his next move.
So Scaramouche is still in Inazuma.
It's time to
The
end
puppet boy.
tonight's foolish theatrics. Right now, you have no captive audience. Let every
Oh.
worthy sacrifice be carved in ice.
So I don't think that was the Sarizia.
For all time.
Okay.
Name of
I'll look
Her
back at this in a
Majesty
second.
Saritsa, we will seize authority from the gods.
That music is so good. Dun, dun, dun.
Absolute peace. Such is the gift from the Saritsa.
Is that-
Such is Her Majesty's benevolence.
We've heard about the palace.
Now you rest in this coffin, encased in layer upon layer of ice.
That's Signora.
But
Rosaline.
I promise you, your final resting place will be the entirety of the old world.
Alright.
I must say, you're looking very young today, Doctor.
You know very well that I do not take that as a compliment.
So, where's the segment in the prime of his life then?
What?
He's busy with a little experiment in blasphemy.
Oh, that's Kali from Sumeru.
Okay, Master Tainari. What was that?
I read that she has like prophetic dreams. This music was a bop,
Dignitaries
though.
always with a convenient excuse to remain.
These designs I really like. This giant, like, it almost looks like a rune golem with the things on it, carrying a young maiden. And this guy, I like his mask.
Tarnished her honor. Loafaltis
Yeah, it looks. Ooh, I love the design.
sacrifice is a great pity. Her loss shall not hinder our.
After conquering
And there's the
divine
Torre.
ways, he will make his
A worthy with this
Here we go.
sure for all.
So Senora's in this coffin. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Plus Scaramouche and Senora, right? Because there were 11 total. 11, the 11 Harbingers. So it's these 9 plus Scaramouche and Senora, who's now dead. Who we now know her name was Rosaline. Child is right here. So this would be Dottore. Is this the mayor? Is that what they said? This little impish man? And I thought that was the Sarita sitting on the stairs singing. I guess not. So she's just someone else. But they have awesome. I love the heavy winter coat design, and they all have slightly different variations of it. All have different. Like this one's shorter. This one's open all the way down. This one's like a single-breasted one. Some of them have different colors. All right. Yeah, I think the designs on the left side of the coffin are doing it for me, particularly this trio. This giant carrying this girl and this man whose face is all blacked out. Those are the designs that I'm really intrigued by. I'll give this a like. That was really dope. All right. So we clearly have a lot to look forward to with the Fatui. Not the Fatui Shiznaya. But right here, this was interesting.
I must say, you're looking very young today, Doctor.
And he's offended.
I do not take that as a compliment.
Where is that segment? He's busy with an experiment in blasphemy. We're about to go to Sumeru, which is the land of the trees, right? It's the forest. And this is him burning down.
Experiment in blasphemy.
So is this a segment of Dottore? Is that what I'm getting here, the doctor? Huh. Alright. I'm intrigued. So that was cool. So next we're going to check out Sumeru with a couple of quick teasers. I've heard great things about the Dendro Traveler, so I'm excited to... I haven't played as the Traveler in a hot minute. Is that an electro plant? The Dendro element is the last piece of the puzzle. We intend to design it in a more systemic way. In version 3.0, we invited all colleagues in planning department, along with the art and creative concept writing teams to discuss it. We hope to design a system with a higher degree of synergy, one that's more interconnected and easier to understand. There are 3 keywords in the design of Dendro. That is, catalyst, wisdom, and life. Concepts reflected in the environment, reactions, level design, and mechanics. Ooh, and you can like make stuff grow with it. That's cool. And this music. Ooh. Artistic rework based on everyday phenomenon. For example, our players have seen electro-charged reactions. Yep, I'm a big electro fan. My main team has Raiden Shogun and Fischl on it. On my main combat team. Both of them doing sub DPS. Phenomena steadily releases energy. Yep. Based on a similar design, we introduced 2 more new reactions. Bloom and Catalyze. Bloom is inspired by the real-life phenomenon of flowers blooming. Makes sense. A combination of recovery aspect of Hydro and Catalyst concept of Dendro. Catalyze, on the other hand, is an original effect. It originates from the collision between Electro and the wisdom concept of Dendro. Very deep connection with the local history of Sumeru. Alright. In version 3.0, we've added a lot of interesting area-specific gameplay based on those three reactions: Burning, Bloom, and Catalyze. Some targets have Dendro characteristics. Hydro, Pyro, and Electro. Resulting... Okay. We have many similar attempts on ecology and monsters, depending on the environment. Hold on. He's flying. Depending on the environment you're in and the effects of the elements you're exposed to, those things are adorable, those little enemies. Monsters will switch back and forth between different states. Ooh. Other than changes in the attack methods, defeating monsters when they are in specific states will also get you rare special materials. To find out more about Dendro-related gameplay, players will have to experience it for themselves. I have unlocked myself. I've already unlocked. I got the... Because I had Pity System queued up, so I unlocked Tanari. And I got Kalei, I believe her name. Kalei. When I was pulling for Tanari and Zhongli. So I got a couple of her. So I think I have like a C3 of her. Alright. So that's introducing the Dendro element. Alright, that seems very interesting. I love the interplay between elements. Like, 7-way elemental interaction is incredibly interesting. It's an insane rock, paper, scissors. And god, this region is so beautiful. I loved exploring Mondstadt. I loved exploring Liyue. Inazuma, I loved exploring parts of Inazuma. I loved exploring the top 3 islands, is what I'll say. When I was on the islands, I didn't love how much water there was, and the constant boating and swimming. I get it was more based on Japan, so you kind of need that. And I did not care for the foggy island and the lightning island where the thunder manifestation was. I thought they were both just a huge pain. They're clear now, but at the time I was just not about it. This looks friggin' beautiful. And looks like something I would love to walk around. Just walk around and listen to the music. And I know Sumeru is based on more of the Middle Eastern, North African region, right? Sumeru is different from areas we've seen in the past. It's divided into 2 parts, the rainforest and the desert. There are many things to pay attention to in the design process, which are reflected in the 3 components: core themes and use of fantasy. Just friggin' look at that. Oh, that's beautiful. Landscape of the rainforest gives an impression of endless mountains. In comparison to the pillars of Liyue and Imazuma's rugged and strong environments, the mountains and rocks of Sumeru are more in line with the tropical and humid region. These rocks with gentler contours along with massive ancient trees are seen throughout the entire area. Dope. In terms of vegetation, we've studied a wide area. We wanted to reflect traits of vividness, vitality, and humidity. And that's the desert. Oh, that's beautiful. I'm guessing that's a take on like a ziggurat or a pyramid. And it's like energy flowing into the... That's so cool looking. Is that like a waterfall of sand? The desert has storms, oases, and vegetation that need water. So can you water things with like the hydro element? Rocks eroded by wind and sand, ruined with historical elements. Ooh, yeah, this is very Egyptian. They kind of look like they have the Horus head. And that kind of look like Anubis back there. Many fantasy elements. We've been experimenting with design boundaries. We didn't want to come up with a very realistic element. Achieve a good balance between exoticism, fantasy, and realism. Ooh, I love that. It's like a small port town or village built in the trunk of a tree. Ooh, that's so cool looking. Support for visual diversity. A building built around the trunk of a tree. Awesome. Provide a pleasant visual perception and emotional change. What was that? Is that like a giant ruin golem? Because it's the same mechanics of the Conrian technology, right? The ruin dragon and the ruin guardians. When players first arrive in the forest, they will find a city built on a giant tree. This is the nation blessed by the Dendro Archon. You'll meet a group of adorable little spirits that only children can see. Help them solve a series of hidden crises hidden in the forest to gain their trust. It kind of reminds me of the Minish from Legend of Zelda Minish Cap, who were tiny spirits that only children could see that lived in the forest. Forests have withered for some unknown reason. Special ecological zones formed by umbrella-shaped luminous plants. The remains of a giant robot. A mysterious force is eroding the forest. Look west from the city, Sumeru City, and you'll see the desert area of Sumeru. Here you'll find a mysterious ruin floating upside down and tornadoes tearing through the sky. Oh, that's so cool looking! Beneath the vast desert hides many areas waiting to be explored. There's also a giant robot deep in the desert. As to what the robot has to do with the robot of the forest, and where does the mysterious power of the forest come from, it'll be up to you, the travelers, to unravel the truth for yourself. Alright, that was beautiful. This should be the third one, the Prelude to Wisdom. We know wisdom is the key tenet, the divine belief, right? I did have to bring something up. So we know certain divine beliefs. We know Mondstadt is all about freedom. We know Liyue was about contracts. Inazuma was about eternity. And Sumeru was about wisdom. The other areas we know are Fontaine, which I believe was about, they said was about justice, and Natlin, which was about war, which is very odd. They were talking in that Snezhnaya interlude we just did about Signora's passing. They were talking about bringing bringing peace, ultimate, absolute peace. And they always have kind of an irony to this, like, in Liyue, the contracts helped people, but they also forced them into situations. Like freedom, the people of Mondstadt love and revere freedom, but to the point where their god is so carefree he doesn't even like help them half the time, because it's all about the freedom. In Inazuma, eternity led to eternal stagnation and forcing people to remain the same. And I'm curious how they're going to twist it. Could the twist be Snezhnaya's goal is peace, to the point where they want to control everything to get that peace? Or destroy all enemy countries so your country is eternally at peace? Like something like that? Because that could be a cool irony. Alright, let's go back to the Prelude to Wisdom for Sumeru, though. I love the style of these buildings. And those glass towers are very Arendelle. They're very, elvish. Sumeru is a nation that treasures wisdom. The affairs of state are handled by an organization called Academia, which we know was in Lisa's backstory. According to what Yaimiko said in Inazuma, knowledge in Sumeru is managed as a resource. I did hear that, yep. This is done through a Gnosis-powered legacy left by the previous Dendro Archon, the Greater Lord... I know that's Rook. Ruka Devada? Because I'm a big fan of the manga for Maji, and they talk about the Rook, which was a Middle Eastern concept. Like the life force. It's called the Acacia system, or the Akasha. In Sumeru, most people, especially adults, aren't capable of dreaming. That's why there's a saying, the people of Sumeru don't dream. The people in Sumeru don't dream. Locals take pride in it, seeing it as a testament to their rationality and wisdom. Oh. But we just saw Calais. We saw her dreaming. The proper humidity and soil in Sumeru's forest is ideal living ground for shroomkin. The little mushrooms, to increase the ability to reproduce, the shroomkin have evolved to the point where they become an entirely new species, the fungi. The highest form of fungi have developed animalistic nature and are territorial and aggressive. The rainforest above is home to a variety of animals. Hold on. So I saw that bird, the leader of the shroomkin, that was shown in the events of Genshin Impact. It's listed in their events. And this is straight up Red 13. What's going on? I like how it looks like plants are incorporated into their bodies. Even the animals right here, it looks like they're like leaves and flowers sprouting out of them. The boars are covered in moss and mushroom. That's so cool. In Sumeru, we will also encounter a new force called the Eremites. They are settlers from an ancient civilization in the desert. They are not part of any nation's forces, but make a living with their own wisdom and strength. In short, they're mercenaries. Okay, so there are some desert mercenaries. Many scars and legacies from the past. Those kind of... Yeah, these look like the machines that we saw in Dragonspire. Fierce beasts that have been affected and mutated by this. The Eremites also have a claim to part of the legacy. Also have a claim to part of the legacy of this ancient civilization. As a deterrent of last resort in a crisis. As for what that means, you'll have to find out yourself. Alright. So we have desert mercenaries. The traveler will meet various companions during their travels. As a nation of wisdom, the role of researchers is certainly integral. For example, as an Amerta researcher, Tanari, the Forest Watcher. Hold up, that was a mile a minute. Tanari serves as the Forest Watcher. I've pulled Tanari. I have not, and I did his trial play, his practice as Tanari, but I haven't played as him as a character yet, because I wanted to wait to Sumeru. The person you meet by chance in Port Ormos, Alhaitham, is from the Haravatat in the Academia.
知论派的艾尔海森。此外，
In addition, characters from other walks of life will also cross paths,
也会与主角产生交集，比如作为沙
such
漠
as Dea,
隶属
who is of the Desert Folk and a
雇佣
mercenary.
雇
Ooh,
佣兵以西亚，还
yeah. What's it called? Dea.
比如作为
Dehya?
沙漠子民，隶属镀金旅团的雇佣。
So she's a pyro user. We see her pyro vision right here. Does she have like a mechanical arm? Yeah, no, I'm into it.
以西亚，还有独辟蹊径。
We also have Nilu, who's off the beaten path in such a land that values rationality and
智慧
wisdom.
的国度追求艺术和舞蹈。
She instead chooses to pursue the art and dance.
而
She has like Ganyu style horns? Could she be?
随着旅行的继续，
And
神秘
as
少
the
女
journey
大
continues, a mysterious girl, Nahida,
还有大风纪官塞诺，
the General Mahamatra, Sino, and other characters will appear in turn. Again, I'm seeing the Anubis styling of his headdress, so that's the General Mahamatra, Sino.
登场。至此为止，旅行者的
Thus
脚步
far, the
终于
traveler's
在
footsteps will finally
无论
reach
是沿途的
Sumeru.
风景、风土人情，
Whether
还
it's
是身边的
scenery,
旅伴
companions along the way,
我们衷心希
I'm here for characters because I love the character design so much, lore, and exploration. Those are my big tenets when it comes to the game, which is why I love RPGs so much. And I love playing RPGs because they have these, a lot of times, beautiful, dense lore.
带给大家一场值得期待的冒险。
This was a quick Sumero promotional video.
Everything in this world runs in a loop.
Tanari and Calais.
As for the truth, that's on you.
Oh, hold on. You know, I'll watch it once. Let me watch it straight through once, and then I'll pause and think. Great
Everything in
animation.
this world runs in a loop. As for the truth, that's on you to find out. So no matter how strange or
Cool.
spooky things may look on the surface, maybe all they point to in the end is a small and simple secret. In the end, I'm just the moon. The real sun is long gone.
Again, the tree burning. Oh, no, it's more. So the tree burning is something we saw in the doctor's speech and Calais' dream. Alright, let's just quickly watch this one more time. Right here, this animation. Top notch. Beautiful.
Everything in this world
The little finches. So there's Traveler and Paimon. This is the guy from the Academia.
is for the truth.
That's Dory. I've seen her trailer's been posted. So that's Academia guy and Sino.
So no matter how strange
That was cool.
or spooky things may look on the surface, maybe all they
Yeah, no, I'm about
so no matter how
Fire
strange or
Cat Girl.
spooky things may look on the surface.
What weapon is she wielding there? So he's a spear user,
So no matter how
short sword.
spooky
Right about here, she should come bursting in.
look on the surface,
Is she like a great sword user?
maybe all they point to in the end is a small
So
and
a dancer. I'm guessing Catalyst then for dancer. Oh, I think we saw her vision there for a second.
simple point to in the end
Right there on her back.
is a small and simple secret.
So she's a Hydro character.
In the end,
Maybe Hydro Catalyst? In the end, I'm just the moon. The real sun is long gone.
the real sun is long gone.
And that's a cool shot. That's really cool. Alright.
Have you heard of Irmin's soul before?
Alright, so that was more on this. And this was the trailer that came out about 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, sorry. For 3.0, when 3.0 launched. But again, I was in the middle of Inazuma. I had to spend 2 weeks on Inazuma and then more time on the Chasm. But I'm also playing other games right now. I'm playing through every Life is Strange and Digimon Survive and Cult of the Lamb. So I'm doing 3 other games right now. So just trying to keep up. Alright, Irminsul.
The Dendro Archon is known as the God of Wisdom
Yep.
because her consciousness is directly connected to it.
Irminsul the tree.
Sumeru, she's not only a symbol of wisdom, but also of power and...
Hold up.
To the people of Sumeru, she's...
Let me mute this for a sec. Oh, it was the statue. Okay. I thought it was something else.
Unfortunately, she disappeared in a great calamity a few hundred years ago. The sages later found the newly born Dendro Archon and whisked her back to Sumeru.
It's Lesser Lord Kusanali's birthday.
Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Sub-Zerus is about to begin. The most important performance at the Sub-Zerus Festival.
The goddess of flowers began to dance.
Goddess of flowers.
Beautiful bloody stars began to bloom wherever she stepped.
So the god is Lesser Lord Kusa something?
We still have to do our best to make sure that the birthday girl feels loved on her special day. The stage is going to be even prettier when it's festival time.
Alright. So we're getting ready for the Lesser Lord, the Dendro Archon's birthday?
Trainee Forest Ranger Kale reporting for duty.
Yep, Kali the trainee.
Hi! Fly!
Adorable.
Call it Amba! Help!
Oh, she has a Dendro bomb?
The withering
Cool.
has been recorded in Sumeru for millennia. It's said that it originates from the depths of the world. I'm afraid we rangers will be battling the withering zones here for a long time. Many plants in the rainforest...
And that's Tanari. Tanari. I love his multi-shot bow that I've tried out now. That, yeah.
Let's nip that in the butt.
Cool.
It's called an Akasha Terminal. It's a tool produced by the Academia that utilizes the legacy of Greater Lord Rukadevata.
Rukadevata, okay. And Akasha, not Acacia. So it's a... Hold up, so it's a...
For a secret auction within the next few days.
So wait. An Akasha terminal.
Let's nip that in the butt. It's called an Akasha Terminal. It's a tool produced by the Academia that utilizes the legacy of Greater Lord Rukadevata. You may use an
So it's a headset? It's a headset with like a heads-up display?
And access any knowledge you need.
Connects to the internet?
The Divine Knowledge Capsule should be up for a secret auction within the next few days. Use it, and you'll gain the wisdom of the gods.
Divine Knowledge
I need you to
Capsule.
find someone, a traveling merchant.
Dory, Treasure of Dream Garden. She has that kind of a genie feel, I was about to say, and then a lamp pops up. Again, this is a bum ba dum. We're seeing a lot of the Ruined Guardians. Whose voice was that? Our God shall return.
The Grand Sage ordered us to stop the performance.
And this was Nilo the dancer.
They see Lesser Lord Kusanali's birth as confirmation of Greater Lord Rukadevata's death.
Kusanali.
Aren't you ashamed of pursuing such frivolous and meaningless activities?
So Rukadevata was the previous Archon. Kusanali is the current Archon.
This device, it's extracting energy from the ley line.
It looks like he used the Divine Knowledge Capsule.
The Sub-Zerus Festival.
Sub-Zerus.
Celebrate the birth of that god.
What?
Our Archon created the utopia that is Sumeru City for all scholars who sought validity.
This is beautiful.
While people like you wish to defile it.
Oh, that's definitely a Fatui, not a Harbinger, or Abyss, one of the Abyss legates. That's the Abyss Order.
The world.
The Mourn 1,000 Roses brings. Alright. Grave Innocence. In Port Ormos, Sumeru, there's a shop called Akara Crafts. One can hear many sighs of craftsmen within. Oh, cool. We get to do Pokemon Snap. Genshin Snap. 2 new bosses. An Electro Flower. Grove Dash. Oh, so it's a new running trial. Braving the Elements. So a lot of new events are coming out in the near future. Tablet Analytics. On a cliff in the wilds of Sumeru, the mysterious alchemist Hajanad is experimenting with her potent remelting tablets. Assist Hajanad in her research and take advantage of remelting tablets during combat to win great rewards. Oh, so you get like different bonuses and you can fight different monsters to get different points, I guess. Can randomly trigger one or more remelting effects. Alright. Use the remelting effect to defeat as many enemies as possible. In the wilderness, a person named Ulman seems to be troubled by something. Treasure hunting. Cool. Again, we're getting to that soft jazz. Da-na-na-na. The phase trials. Chugging the phase potion in domains allows your mind to be extremely sharp. You can observe fantastic scenes. You can take pictures. Oh, wait, no. What? What was that? Leyline Overflow? Get extra rewards. New artifacts, including Dendro artifacts. And the Gilded Dreams, which kind of like that had that Egyptian feel. We've seen Hunter's Path in the thing. Hold on. No, hold on. No. We've seen this. Is there a swordfish bow? It clearly hasn't been released yet. It doesn't have a... Oh, no, it does. A 4-star? Do I need to start pulling at the weapons banner to get a 4-star swordfish? Sword, polearm, claymore, catalyst, and another new bow. Alright. Damn, that's a lot. Alright, I'm gonna... Let's watch this first. Tanari had a special... I think I'm saying the right, Tanari.
Dear Master, I trust this letter finds you well. Thank you for your kind offer of an academia post, but I'm afraid I must decline.
We know he's a ranger.
I have taken up residence in the Avidya Forest, where I work as a forest watcher.
And he's bringing plants back to life. That's cool.
But my proximity to the rainforest ecosystem allows me to research it in great detail. Something is in the forest. I'm sure of it.
That's the withering he was talking about?
And just as a doctor won't abandon their patients, I will not abandon the forest. You promised me status and reputation, yet I do not care for these.
Alright.
Though if you are amenable, please consider sending some researchers to help investigate this strange phenomenon in the forest. Sincerely, your student,
Tainari. Alright. That was just a cute little moment. Character animation, the dance of Sabrezus. Okay, so we got a lot there. So that was... These are just character demos for Kalei, Tanari, and Dori. And then this is a gameplay for Sumeru. Let's check out. This was the big 3.0 special, which had everything in it, and I know people have been breaking this down for a hot minute. You know what? And I will rejoin and break that down in a hot minute in 1 second. I'm going to be right back, though. Just give me a sec. All right. Getting back to it. Hey, bud, what's up? All right, let's check out more of this. So we're checking out more of the special stuff for 3. After a long period of preparation, the 3.0 and Sumeru Lord of Dendro is finally ready to be introduced. The opening of Sumeru region is very special. You can set out to explore this new region. Another, the addition of the Dendro element finally completes the 7-element system. You've probably heard all sorts of stories about Sumeru. What kind of civilization awaits us there? What kind of adventures will you have? On behalf of everyone at Genshin, cordially invited to come check out Sumeru's landscape with us. Yes, I have. It's a big tree that's connected to the Archon. You just told me this. I guess this is from this. Yes, I... Fast forward a bit. We saw this Tanari, the Acacia device.
Access any knowledge you need. The divine knowledge capsule should be up for a secret archon.
The divine knowledge. Dory. Again, when I saw her, I thought she had kind of a genie feel. She even said Shazam. There you go. Right there, they're kind of like... It's kind of like they're binding this Ruin Guardian. I don't know what kind of that Ruin Guardian that one was, but that looked dope. Nilo the Dancer. I mean, it's not the first time we've seen an Archon get replaced, right? Because that's up with Makoto and I, or Baal and Beelzebub, whatever you want to call them. That's the Raiden Shogun. Sub-Zeros. I love the voice of the Abyss Order. Okay, so that's what we just witnessed. We just watched through there. For today's show, we invited Zhao Luho, the head of Genshin Impact's creative concept and writing team. Hello. Many of you are excited for Sumeru, finally introducing the Dendro element in the land of Dendro. We're going to see the whole new theme, Wisdom. What kind of land is Sumeru? I believe there are many players who already met some people from Sumeru. Yeah, we've met a few. Sumeru serves as Teviot's city of scholars, where many scholars and researchers of all ages and identities aspire to go. Sumeru City is situated in the eastern Sumeru's Vesper. I'm very excited to play this now. This is really raising my hype. By stepping foot in dense vegetation, you learn bit by bit about the city-state of wisdom. When you come to this new city, you're probably curious about the Archon. Yes, I am. Lesser Lord Kusanali. The statue of Saturn is unlike any other. She sort of looks very petite. Oh, is that the tiny character we saw? It boasts an odd, well-established history, but the Archon, Lesser Lord Kusanali, is not as long-lived as the nation. She's around 500, born just after the Conria disaster. She took over for her departed predecessor, the Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, to become the Archon. It may seem abstract or feel out of reach for us to be 500, but for them... But for Archons, 500 years, they're only the beginning of their life. It's young for an Archon. The question gradually took root in the minds of academia sages. I've heard of academia several times, a gathering of many researchers, a large school boasting a fountain of knowledge. Can't even question the power of Archon. Talked about the origins of academia since time immemorial. Sumeru's all kinds of hardships and disasters, all of which deal with Rukkhadevata. The Greater Lord Rukkhadevata created the rainforest and the original academia of Sumeru. It was made of researchers who were followers of Rukkhadevata. You know what? Rukkhadevata does kind of flow. It's Rukkhadevata, and I like it. to assist Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. There are many people who could best understand the strength and philosophy of Greater Lord. It would be the Academia. All-knowing, all-powerful God of wisdom, her departure was sorely felt by all of Sumeru's people. Thus, her disappearance symbolizes the end of a golden age. Thus, the legend come to a close. The sages began filling the power vacuum. So the sages of the academy took over. Attentive players may remember that Yamiko remarked that wisdom is a currency, right? Or it's a resource. The knowledge in Sumeru is managed as a resource, and now we know about these Acacia terminals that you, I guess, buy and sell knowledge. How do they manage it? The Acacia system. Yep, there we go. The system was originally a legacy of Lord Rukkhadevata, but after being reformed, knowledge is integrated and divided, which in turn is distributed among people with a device called the Acacia Terminal, which is this friggin' earpiece. A heads-up display. Looks like Academia is a very powerful institution. Alright, so let's see. We've managed to piss off the Tenryu Commission and the Millelith and kind of some of the Knights of Favonius. Not all of them. Most of them were friendly to us. So we've pissed off, let's say 2. We've pissed off 2 out of the 3 regions we've been in so far. What are the odds that we end up on the wrong side of Academia and they start hunting us down? Pretty good, I say. If we want to go to Sumeru City, we begin our journey choosing to depart from Sumeru's closest neighbor region, the Chasm. Yep. I just found, yesterday when I was in the Chasm, I just found the entrance to Sumeru. So I'm excited. We have to go through a vast, lush rainforest known as the Avidia Forest. That's where Tanari and Kalei work. Fungi. I think of myself as a pretty fun guy. Bright and colorful dusk birds. Enriched with dendro. This is where they're introducing Tainari and there's corruption that is disrupting the area. Elemental monsters cause difficulty for passers-by. A task force has been set up. And I'm guessing that's... They're based in... Hold on, what village? They're based in the Avidia Forest, Gandharvaville. And they're the Forest Rangers. And that's what Tainari and Kalei work for. Gotcha. The largest... That's... Okay, he comes from one of the 6 Darshans of the Academia. Hold on. So I'm guessing that's the different schools or the different sections of the Academia? So Academia has 6... Again, that might just be a translation here, so who knows? It's also the largest school of thought. Amerta. After graduating with top honors, Tainari chose not to stay and teach. He wanted to do. Okay. Encountered some Sumeru researchers. Young and talented. Tainari is a little overqualified to be a forest ranger, but he's happy. Tainari, highly knowledgeable, work ethic is meticulous and rigorous, cares deeply for his peers and subordinates. A good boss. Okay. Unlike some pedantic scholars who focus solely on rigid studies and written knowledge, he's straightforward with his words and gets things done. So that's something I was curious about in terms of wisdom and being in academics. I'll just turn this down for a second. So there's always the school of thought of what's more important in academic circles. Is it the gathering and understanding of knowledge, of wisdom, the collection of intelligence, or the practical use of it? So there are many academics and scholars who believe that gathering knowledge, gathering things is itself a worthwhile pursuit, where there are others who believe without practically using it, it's a waste. So do you gain knowledge for knowledge's sake, which seems to be what the scholars are going for, or do you use the knowledge for the betterment of others, which is what Tainari is doing? Okay. They litter, they visit or eat poisonous mushrooms. For those people, Tainari will not hesitate to teach them a lesson. Sounds like the rainforest and humans are making it hard on each other. They must be very busy. The rainforest has problems of its own. Forest rangers are dealing with the withering. I'm guessing that's these plants right here that are draining life. Yeah, so the red glow. Only those who have visions can deal with it. One can play through Sumeru's Archon quest and Tainari's story quest, Volpes Zerda chapter, to get a better understanding. I still have a few story quests that I need to do. I think Yamiko's story quest, Zhongli's second story quest, to name a few others. Kulai. Trainee Forest Ranger. This thing's adorable. So she works with Tainari. Subordinate as well as a student. She experienced illness, experiments, and exile. What's going on with you, Kalai? Very difficult past. In the end, she was saved by the Knights of Favonius in Mondstadt. Yo, let's go! At the time, Lisa, who once studied at Sumeru Academia, got in touch with her teacher. So Kalai was brought back to Sumeru City by Sino as an emissary. And that is how the story goes. So she is tied in with the Knights of Favonius. Okay. When one is growing up, there's always challenges. Kalai's childhood experience made her turn out a little bit different. A lot of experience in the wild, and lacks fundamental knowledge about human culture. She's under Tainari's tutelage to learning how to read while taking up forest patrols. She hopes to overcome her past and become a kind, warm person who helps others. That's very nice. She's maturing quickly. Currently with the Forest Rangers, already a lot different than before. Alright, I'm just gonna... Moving on. The city built around a giant tree. Sumeru City. Alright. Oh, it kind of like wraps around. I was gonna say, it doesn't look as big as like Mondstadt or Liyue Harbor. But it looks decent size. If it goes up and around the back. A multi-layered structure. The Grand Bazaar. Among these rich array. A number of places you can visit regularly. Some old friends. Catherine. While others are new faces like the Zubar Theater. The Puspa Cafe. Puspa Cafe. Yeah, coffee is essential for the academic world. Finally reach Academia, located in the middle of the tree trunk. Here you will see a lot of researchers who walk together and think independently. As mentioned in the previous introduction, Academia has 6 darshans. Each of the 6 darshans has their own color and insignia. If you come to Academia, you cannot clearly see which researchers belong to which darshan. You can identify them by the color of their coat of arms to distinguish between their school and colleges. It's going to be our Hogwarts house. Which Academia darshan do you belong to? Near the top of the tree. To the palace, okay. Getting into the palace will not be easy. In reality, through Sumeru City is based on prosperous... In reality, though, Sumeru City is busy and prosperous on the inside. Most arriving merchants and travelers might notice that most people in Sumeru City are familiar with the legend of the Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. But little is known about the current ruler, Lesser Lord Kusanali. Sumeru City is under the strict rule of the Academia. If you want to do something fun, there may be some limitations and complications there. So going to another part of Sumeru, Port Ormos, might be a good choice. Port Ormos is rather different. It's a free trade port where merchants and sellswords have gathered. Alright, that sounds like the place to party. Port Ormos. Oh, it's the dope one built into the base of the tree. Okay. Many merchants from other nations arrive here with ships. Due to the mix of people in the area, trade is frequent. It's located far from Sumeru City, and Academia's authority is a lot less strict. It's a convenient area for underhanded transactions. I get it. Is this the part where Dory comes in? Our amazing traveling merchant. Another tiny character, a trader who loves Mora more than anything else. I mean, that's a genie, no matter how you look at it. Oh, maybe that's the genie? The spirit that she summons and controls? Dory can handle any kind of business. While her and Paimon are going to get along with their love for Mora, she carries with her many of Sumeru's mosts. The most incredible channels, the most fascinating commodities, the most unpredictable hangout spot, the most outrageous asking price. She gets you things you can't get through normal channels. The people of Sumeru always end up coming back to do business. A sales genius. She can use her gift of gab to convince her customers to part with their money. And the mysterious genie in the lamp is willing to help her. There you go. So she's not a genie. She has a genie. Sumeru's Archon Quest, Act 1. Through mists of smoke and forest dark. So, the academic, the dancer, Dory, Calais, Tainari, and I'm guessing this little girl is the Lesser Lord. Unless we haven't met the Lesser Lord yet. Because they showed her specifically. She said, I'm the moon because the sun has already set. So the sun would be Rukkhadevata and she would be Kusanali. I feel like they said a different name for her, so I might be wrong. I'll double check that. It'll be available to play through. The entire storyline will take place in versions 3.0 to 3.2. And will unfold through these 3 versions. We know now also that Genshin has stepped up a notch, and there will be an update every, 5 weeks? I think. So every month and a week, there's going to be the next version. So we'll be able to play through the entire Archon quest line through 3.2 by, November? storyline is very substantial. And whether it's for us, the content developers, or for the travelers eager to leave for their next stop, we've both entered a new stage in our journey. The stage of inheritance, transition, and extension. Okay. And do what we can to provide you with richer, better content. See the new possibilities and new connections, and enjoy their journey in Sumeru. Alright, so it's a cool first impression. Other than characters and stories, I'm curious. So while exploring the land, what else can we look forward to? Can we find out more about Dehia or Dehia? Next, please join me exploring the wilderness of Sumeru. Alright. Passing all these totally real books. Yeah, her, right there. Valid until 8/14. Whoops. It's 100. That's, it's not, okay. Yeah, I'm guessing I obviously want to know more about her. And this is straight like Paimon size, this little person. We're talking about the story as well as the... I like that slime. Explore the nature of Sumeru. Alright. Let's meet our two guides. Level designer Kawa, combat designer Akwang. Kind of visual content can the travelers experience? The member of the open world team used elements like forest and plains to imagine fantastic environments. What is the concept of a forest? New imagery such as life, growth, and fantasy. There we go. Fast forward a bit. Whenever the spirits are encountered, these little fungus people or fungus monsters look cute. I've got something to show everyone. A dying forest devoid of any breath of life. I mean, there's grass. What's the story behind this place? I don't want to reveal too much. It's up to the players to experience the story for themselves. I can only say that there are many more stories and secrets in the forest waiting to be discovered by you. Ashang. Combat in Sumeru, what kind of changes can we expect? When it comes to changing combat, we have to look at the dendro element and reactions to it. We just spoke about the three, yes, burning, blooming, catalyzation. The variations of these two reactions are even more distinct. Their effects are also different. When creatures are affected by hydro and dendro, the bloom reaction will occur, generating a dendro core. Only a certain number of cores can exist at the same time. If new ones are created once the limit is reached, or if the duration of the existing core ends, the pre-existing core will explode. Dope, dealing AoE dendro damage. So combining dendro and hydro will create cores that basically become dendro mines, and they can be blown up. Electro caused dendro cores to transform into homing, sprawling shots. If creatures are affected by Electro and Dendro, the Quicken reaction will occur, which will render them quickened. When a quickened entity is attacked by Electro, they will trigger the Aggravate reaction, increasing Electro damage against them. Okay. So if they're quickened and you attack with Electro or Dendro, it causes different reactions. Okay. I gotta start playing as them to get used to it. Tanari and Kalei. Start with Tanari then. Tanari's aim shot has 2 charge levels. The Cluster Bloom. I've tried that out. It's Vijnana Follamines. And decreasing the charge time for the next 3 Wreath Arrows. Cool. Fires a number of homing Tanglevine shafts. They all create secondary shots. So it's all creating multiple Dendro shots. So if you're doing that against... Yeah, it creates more Dendro elemental reactions. So if you stack that with Electro and then quicken them, then you could deal more continuous Electro damage. Or Dendro damage, sorry. That's cool. His skill affects... have a lot of floral. His charged arrows. After all, he's a young man who loves plants. His pupil, Kalei... I thought it was Kalei. Kalei. Deals Dendro damage to opponents as it flies. It's a boomerang. She's got a plant boomerang. Her elemental burst summons a doll to jump around. Deals continuous Dendro damage. That's awesome. The gliding champion of Sumeru decreases all parties' gliding stamina consumption. Dope. Maybe due to admiration for Amber, which spurred on this skill secretly. We have our merchant Dory, who is an Electro support. Her elemental skill fires off the troubleshooter cannon after sales service rounds. It connects to any nearby character, constantly regenerating HP and elemental energy. Ooh, that's dope. Can enter between Ginny and a character touch. It deals Electro damage to them. So Dory combined with Kalei, or when she crafts, she saves money. Refund a portion of crafted material. Dope. Okay. New weapons. Sumeru-themed weapons in the forest. 2 new artifact sets, Deep Wood Memory and Gilded Dream. I like the design of them. They're pretty. After learning about new characters and new equipment, should we go out into the wild and try them out in combat? Let's take a look at the Lord of Fungal Beasts, Jade Plume Terror Shroom. Yeah, it looks like a dope-ass plant peacock. Turkey ostrich. Yeah, no, it's a turkey. It's a giant plant turkey. It has a special activated state. When in this state, it's more fearsome until it becomes exhausted. When he's not activated, it can be put into burning state using pyro. So it becomes scorched, then it will spread spores around to create fungi in an attempt to escape. Alright. The Electro Regisvine is also worth mentioning, similar to Cryo Regisvine. However, there's still some differences. It can create an organ at its root. Well, I mean, that both Regisvines we fought before have done that, right? Condensing into either a waxing stamen or a waning stamen. The 2 types of stamens are present and will attract each other and unleash a powerful electro explosion. Ooh. So you have to destroy those stamens. The new ruin monsters. That's a friggin' ruined T-Rex. Look at that. It kind of reminds me of the way it's moving, the Thunder Maw from the Horizon games. Never before seen enemies on your adventure. Travelers can interact with them to find out what happens. I love it. Can't wait for the arrival of 3.0. Yep. Another 100. So did I miss out on, let's see, 1, 2... During the concert. So it looks like I missed out on about 300 Primigem. Regrettable, but we can get over it. This is the combat designer. I'm looking for new stuff, new elemental reactions. Players can use a viewfinder to capture enemy weaknesses. This is what I was curious about before. Let's rewind. Okay. This is what I was curious about before. Other than the events mentioned, there's also some challenge events that will provide novel and intriguing combat experiences for players. The phase trial. Put together a whole new trial party for you. These teams do not require players to build their characters. Also, in these event domains, players can use a special potion. Such potions allow your mind to become extremely sharp and observe a fantastic scene. Time stops. And you can capture weakness on enemies. So yeah, those were like... Okay, headshots for each of the smaller enemies. Okay, it's like a sneak attack. In such a state, both the character and opponents are static. Players can use this viewfinder to capture your opponent's weakness and use certain skills. The power of such skills will be enhanced by continuously defeating opponents and accumulating phase tinctures. Dope. Other than phase trials, there's also an event in 3.0, a challenge event where you can randomly draw for buff effects, tablet analytics. Players can form their own party, and the system also provides trial challenges for you to choose from. Okay. During this challenge, every time players use the special mechanism, it will randomly activate one or more buffs. During the challenge, we'll also need to defeat as many opponents as possible. And you're constantly getting buffed. Random buffs. That's dope. Fast-paced combat challenges. Our old friend Ullman is back with the Lost Riches. Those are cool because I missed out on the first Mini Sealy event. So I'm glad to be getting one finally. I see people walking around with them all the time and I'm jealous. It popped up on my list 2 days ago. Have to help the Sealy absorb and follow its guidance. Yep. Iron, ancient iron coins. Oh, so can I get multiple? Mini Sealy Dayflower, Rose, Kurkuma. Oh, here, you can only exchange for one type of Mini Sealy. Okay. Everyone can select a Mini Sealy of their desired color and redeem it. It'll become a companion on your travels. Lastly is the return of Leyline Overflow, an event where players have been anticipating to farm resources. That's right. They did ley line overflow before. I've seen that. New event wishes. That's it. That's what everyone loves. I wonder why you hadn't asked. Right now we're in the middle of Tenari. Whoop. Did that on purpose. Tenari Zhongli we're in right now. Viridescent Vigil. I tried to pull like 2 or 3 Zhonglis, didn't get it. I have a few thousand more Prima Gems, so I could probably pull a few more Zhongli pulls. And Tinari's joining now the standard banner. In phase 2, we're getting Ganyu Kokomi, who I have neither. I have neither Ganyu or Kokomi, so I do think I'm going to pull these also to get Dory. I want Ganyu more. The best cryo I currently have is my Diona, because I've gotten over like 9 or 10 Dionas. I have obviously a C6 Diona multiple times over. I boosted her because I used her as a support for a while. So she's like I have like a level 70 Diona. And I do want Kokomi because now that I've played through Inazuma, I love Kokomi. She's so good. She's such a fun character. I don't know if I'm going to go ham pulling for her. I'm going to go ham pulling for Ganyu. I might go ham pulling for Kokomi. So I might stop. I have one Zhongli. I wanted a C2 Zhongli. So I might pull one more time, hoping to get a C1 Zhongli. But this is cool. I will very much like both of them. And this is only like 5 days out? Ganyu Kokomi? Alright, thank you, Aquaria, for sharing so much. Yeah, a lot of... One final question. Version 3.0 regarding system updates and future plans. Sneak peek to our travelers. Our system designer colleagues have prepared some content regarding optimizations and updates. Firstly, travelers busy farming in Domains of Blessing. Oh yeah. We have some good news. All 5-star artifacts that were updated before 1.2 can now be obtained via conversion in the Mystic Offering system. Yes, I haven't used this yet, but I've seen it. With every 5-star artifact you sacrifice, you can create an artifact strongbox. And get a random 5-star of a set. Okay. 3 new gadgets. The Boon of the Elder Tree, the Ultra Hot Burner Lamp, and the Fishing Line Stabilizer. I got the Fishing Line Stabilizer. Players can get wood from nearby trees. Oh, that's cool. The Ultra Hot Burner Lamp consumes ore to efficiently process food. Different levels of buffs are provided. Yep. I just started fishing the past 2 weeks too. More enjoyable adventure. At the same time, we have news about future versions. Here we go. Yep. 3.0 on August 24th. Oh yeah, so it's only been a little over a week. Okay. 3.1, September 28th. So just over a month. November 2nd. So I said November 3.2. So they said the Archon Quest will run from 3 to 3.2. So I'll be able to finish the Archon Quest by early November. That's cool. And version 3.3 is dropping in December. Yeah, that's a month and few day turnaround on each of these. 1 month 4 days, 1 month 5 1 month 4 days, 1 month 5 days. That's not bad. A little over a month turnaround on each version. So you're probably getting less Primogens out of it, but we're getting more Well, no, because then we get Prima Gems with each event, and so the banners, or no, the time you have to finish your collection challenge and all that stuff, like do a set amount of mining per day, do your blah 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 blah. We'll have less time on those and less time on each banner, but more chances to get Prima Gems, I guess, or more chances to get better rewards. Sumeru's music and map will be released concurrently. I believe that in the previous version, every one of you has a first impression of the music of Sumeru. I'm really enjoying the Sumeru music. And I saw that they have the live concert recording that I'll probably listen to later. I still, to this day, I stopped playing Genshin Impact for a little over a year. Hey there, welcome. How you doing? Welcome back. I did listen to this previously. The music of Genshin Impact in the year I took off. And it's so good. I'll listen more to this later. Behind the scene is Sumeru's music. We hope that players will be able to feel a distinct musical style difference between Mondstadt, Liyue, and Inazuma. Furthermore, during 3.0, we'll also release a version trailer theme album, Footprints of the Traveler. The album features splendid tracks by Hoyomix. Alright, and then that's... Alright. So we've seen all of this so far. Right? That's all we got? Yeah. Yeah, they're slowly, I see that they're drip feeding us the Sumeru performance. They're releasing a lot of the EPs. Like Yomiya's EP, the EP for the Golden Archipelago right down here. No. Right here. So they are releasing them in good order. Wow. This should be good. Let's see if this is up. So all in all, that's not bad. So I will be starting Sumeru soon. I was originally planning on doing it today, but I think I want to finish some stuff up first, so I'm probably going to start Sumeru and do a complete, not a complete playthrough obviously because it's a huge game, but start playing through the Sumeru region tomorrow and then do it in afternoons at around 5 o'clock for the next week. And I'm doing several other games on top of that, including Digimon Survive, Cult of the Lamb, and Life is Strange, the whole Life is Strange series, which I will be back streaming later tonight. So I do have to go out now and go food shopping and stuff, so I will be back a little bit later to probably play Cult of the Lamb, and then this afternoon / tonight to play Life is Strange 2. So that is where I'm going to call it for now. That was just a Just Chat. Thank you for joining me. Lord Tachanka, Bacon, good to see you both again. I will be... Yep. I will be back streaming later tonight, so I hope I can see you there. If not, that's cool. Thank you so much for joining me. Till next time.